Alrighty guys, welcome back to another week of fundamental analysis. We did take a loss on AU this week, which we've been in for quite a number of weeks already. You guys will probably notice I've got a new setup as well. This is recording on my webcam here, so a lot easier to streamline and no need for a mic. I think it's clear enough so for what I'm doing anyway. So let's jump into the fundamental analysis first, and then we will go through my trade, my one loss, and then we'll go through my yearly portfolio as well, or yearly statistics. So first, 11th of May to the 17th of May. Again, guys, this is not fundamental analysis. This is purely my insights and my thoughts on the market. Don't take this as financial advice. Do your own research. It's for entertainment only. So CFT reporting, we can see basically we've got an uptick in US dollar. Economic news wise, we're hearing, Trump and China negotiations, peace talks, things like that. We've got a very big bump. You can see how many people are starting to long the US dollar now as well in terms of the net position. Change in bias to long side. Also for the Aussie, we've got a slight uptick in long as well. And then the yen sort of pushing more to the shorting of the yen. In terms of the indices, we had a fall off on all sort of indices, weakness in the indices, so something to note. I'm on the sidelines for that anyways. And gold, we did tick up a little bit for gold in terms of increased long positions, but from a technical standpoint, we are not trading gold as well, so leave that alone. In terms of from economic data wise, we did get again this uptick in CPI data for USD, so quite bullish on the dollar now. Again, peace talks and whatnot as well. Dollar is looking favorable, so it's just something to note. We did get core retail sales being neutral, so previously bullish to neutral. From an economic standpoint, it is slightly bearish from the last couple readings, such as a weak manufacturing and services PMI, average hourly earnings being lower as well. So we are slightly bearish or slightly weaker for the economic side, and labor market analysis, labor market data being quite neutral to bullish. So overall, until we get an uptick in economic data to the bullish sort of reading side, I am net bullish on USD. But I definitely like this data here to be more bullish. For Aussie, we got wage price index, which was neutral again. Inflation data being quite bearish compared to the forecast. Again, we all know that Aussie right now is doing, in terms of inflation data, is very, very inflated in terms of CPI. So it's just something to note. Economic data doing well, labor market being neutral. So out of the three currencies that I trade, I believe Aussie is the strongest right now. Bearing in mind US dollar had a very big uptick, but I'm more so bullish on in terms of Aussie. Yen, we had PPI being bullish as well, higher than expected. We had household earnings being bearish, so net, look at that, there's so much red. I'm net negative or net bearish for yen right now, which you will see that's some of my trade setups for this week will be with the yen. All right, so mark this page out a little bit different now. We've got interest rates coming down for USD, but we do have CPI coming higher, so we might, if not a rate hike, we can see it probably stabilizing around this area here, 3.8, around 3.8%. Aussie as well, very high CPI reading and also higher interest rates. So just something to note, that's the reason why I'm very, very bullish on Aussie right now, is because each CPI and interest rates are coming up. And look, I live in Australia, so and I've got a home now, so this is definitely something I feel. Whenever that ticks up, every Australian knows what this is feeling like. So there's big strength in Aussie right now. Something that I will be trading to the long side until this data changes. Yen, you can see yen is going up in the last 4 months, but you guys got to realize this is the difference between the numbers, 4.35, 0.75. So the yen is still very, very weak in terms of from the interest rates point of view, percentage wise, which is why I am sort of favoring against it for what I've traded. As you can see, national CPI is also coming down. It did tick up a little bit on that last month, but from a position size, from a general trend, you can see it ticking down. Economic indicators, we've got this, mind you, this bottom area here, guys, this is not filled in yet. I don't know what I'm going to put, but for the top part, we've got GDP Q on Q, quarter on quarter. We have USD ticking up. We have AU ticking up as well, and we have yen also ticking up as well. So nothing really too much to say regarding this. All currencies are sort of ticking up in terms of GDP. Employment indicators as well, something I've added. So we've got employment numbers here and unemployment numbers here. Employment, sort of, for both USD and AU coming down from the second last month. Unemployment rate slowly coming down for USD, ticking up for AU, and ticking up for JPY. JYP, or Japanese yen. JPY, I should change that. But anyways, you can see we've got basically from an economic employment reading, US probably doing the best, followed by, I'd say, Aussie, and then the yen. So in terms of my bias, let's look at this rationale part here. So we've got bullish US inflation, which is typically bad for gold and US 30. We have bearish US economic data, which is good for gold, which is bad for US 30. And we have neutral labor market, which really doesn't favor any US 30 or gold. So right now, I'm not going to trade both. It's just there's no clear bias. This is actually favoring gold, but this isn't, and this is more about dollar strength, which that is traded against. So there's nothing really too much to say about this one, guys. I'm going to leave it alone. AU as well. So I was in a previous AU trade, but you guys can see, I'm not really, with this little bit of uptick strength in US dollar compared to the Aussie, I'm not really comfortable trading that right now. We have COT data being a little bit bearish as well to the dollar side, but the technical trend is still in favor of AU, so in terms of the Aussie. So I'm not trading that. I'm on the sidelines for that. UJ as well, we've got, slightly bearish yen, neutral USD to even slightly bullish USD, but the technical trend isn't there as well, so we're on the sidelines for that. The only one I could potentially trade is strengthen the Aussie against the yen. It is, from a technical sense, favoring Aussie, so that is something that we're going to explore. Before we do that though, let's go to my trade that I've taken an L on. So let's recap the year so far. We had a win on Jan. We had 3 losses in Feb. We had 2 losses in March, so that's a 5 loss streak. We had a win, small win in April, and then now we've got a loss on May. So you can see I've got 2 winning months, currently 3 losing months right now. Let's go through this AU trade that I took. So if we open this up, we can see we're above the MA for the daily chart. Very, very strong bullish trend. We had a break here, took a break and retest, which I don't really like, to be honest. I like support plays. So it is definitely a risk I took trying to get it in here. The reason why I wasn't too mad about it was because essentially this area here, I could have taken it as a retracement here as well in terms of another trade. So look, it's definitely part of my plans. It's a weaker setup in the sense that a break and retest isn't my jam right now. I'd rather it get back to here and take a trade here for a support play, or even here for a support play. So it is what it is, taking it all there. And now the bias has changed, so I'm no longer trading that. The only thing I will trade is AJ. So let's go through my mindset. We are above the MAs here. Go to the 4-hour, we've got a nice support here with some good rejection wicks. So if as soon as the price gets to here and we see a little bit of slowing down, I will get in long here. Stop loss there. Okay, so that's it for this week, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. My dog's barking. See ya.